People are so disrespectful. They'll look at your images and go, hey, wow, that's a nice image. What camera did you use? Like, what?
I heard you got too little last night.
What is the deal, beautiful people? My name is Ramon. This is Lifestyles Defined, and on this channel, we talk about photography all day, every day. So today's topic is one of the most annoying things that I've come across, most annoying phrases, sayings, tropes, whatever you would say. The camera doesn't matter. It's the photographer. If you guys are like me, I ran across that phrase when I was first starting out. And you know how I started photography was I just went out and did it. And then it kind of stuck, and I would be like, oh man, I'm having fun doing this. How can I get better? Because you can always get better, right? And then I started to do a lot of research. Obviously, you've got your technical things like composition. You've got your abstract things like storytelling. And then you've got the what everyone thinks is the fun part is the gear acquisition syndrome, where you're just looking up cameras based on the price and how fast the lens is, and that rabbit hole. And I always that phrase was always in the back of my head. It's not the camera, mate. It's the photographer. It was like, I feel like I've come up against that phrase on both sides of the fence. And on both sides of the fence, it's been super condescending. What I mean by both sides of the fence is I'll be out somewhere and they'll be like, oh man, that picture you posted the other day, that was dope. What camera did you use? I'm like, what? Like, why does it matter? Why does it matter what camera I used? And then you'll have photographers approach me and they go, man, your images are super sharp. That Sony A7 is doing it for you, isn't it? And it's like, no, that was actually shot with an Olympus, a Micro Four Third. So it's kind of disrespectful that you would imply that my image is good only because of the camera I use, and vice versa, right? That's what I mean by both sides of the fence. It's so annoying. So I had to actually sit down, and I've had this in my notes for months. I have to sit down and put some points down. And as you go along, you will find that, generally speaking, there is truth to this phrase. There's truth and there's fault. Yes, it is the photographer. And what I mean by that, your composition, there's no camera in this world that's going to get a good composition for you. This is a tool. You use it. It doesn't use you. There's no camera in this world that's going to tell a story for you. So I really do agree with the part of this phrase where it really is the photographer. You need to grow as a photographer to understand how composition and use of light is going to help you tell a story, which means that your end product, your moments captured, your images are going to be amazing. There's no camera out there that can do that for you. So I get the snobbish part of this equation. But then there are limitations in photography. And as you grow as a photographer, you hit the ceiling quite often. And it's your job, your creative job and your vision to sort of burst through that glass ceiling. And these limitations are oftentimes technical things, technical limitations. And I find that tools like in-body image stabilization, faster lenses, crazy dynamic range, crazy ISO performance, I find that these tools actually help you in really executing your vision on another level. Now, sure, you could have captured 7:30 at night with a Sony, a Canon T6i, and that's a rather old entry level APS-C sensor, you can capture that, right? And it might be a little grainy because you're pushing the ISO performance of that camera, and you don't have a fast lens on there. You got some variable aperture garbage, and and yeah, you can capture it. And you know what? You told your story. You got your composition right. You told your story. I'm with it. I like it. But then if you add in-body image stabilization to the mix, you might be able to pull detail out, like the jawline of the kid, or maybe the facial expression of the kid. And then you've got this crazy dynamic range where you can get it in post and just bump the shadows to 100%. Now you can really see the loneliness on this child's face. So I'm not saying that these tools in the camera make or break the image, but I'm saying they can help and they can give you more options in the long run, meaning in post. But it's super interesting, this phrase, does the camera, well, the camera doesn't matter, only the photographer. You know, yes, the camera matters, and yes, the photographer matters. And don't let anyone paint you in the corner, or any specific corner or opposite side of this equation, in a condescending manner. You know, this is something where this phrase means a lot to you because of your growth and where you're going with your vision. So that's something, you know, some thoughts I had in my head that I wanted to share with you guys. And I want to know what you think about this. And have you ever heard, have anyone ever said this to you in a snob way? How does that make you feel? Hit the comments, man. If you enjoyed this video, here are 2 more like it. And right in the middle is that subscribe button. I'd be very happy if you'd come rock out with us and join the LD Familia. My name is Ramon. I'm out of here. Peace.